This is your commissioner speaking. I'd first like to thank Scott for that horrible 10-minute video where I was stabbing my ears out for at least 7 to 8 minutes of it. I will address his diatribe, his soliloquy, his rant, his irresponsible use of language right now. With comments about how I barely beat him and I only won this category by this much and I won this by this much and I only won by a little bit and I won. I beat you. And when it comes down to it, it's good managing on a Sunday, dealing with rainouts, projecting innings pitched, projecting ERA, and projecting all the other stats. I mean, the fact of the matter is, Scott, you aren't there yet. And, you unfortunately think it's luck. But you'll get there soon. But, you can't blame it on luck when you just got outmanaged. You got out-owned. And I got hacked. On Monday, the first day of the season, and I still beat your ass. 8-4, and I'm still in first place, not tied for first. Yahoo has me number 1. So you can whine, you can moan all you want. The fact of the matter is you got to look in the mirror, you got to look inside yourself, and you got to decide if you want to put on your big boy pants this year. Because, Scott, you're going to get outworked again, outmanned, out-hustled, outmanaged week in and week out if you don't look yourself in the mirror and ask yourself what the hell you're doing. Because you don't have a strategy. You think this is luck. You think I won ERA by .06 because I was lucky? You think I won innings pitched by 1 inning because I was lucky? I mean, that goes to show you are so far away from being a good manager in this league. It comes down to Sundays, and if you can't manage on Sundays, you're not going to win. You got no excuse. You're sitting on your fucking ass all Sunday. Why don't you manage? Okay, so I'm done with Scott. I'm pissed off that I spent 2 minutes about it because it's 2 minutes of my life that I will never get back. It's a complete waste of time, and I feel extremely sick talking about that. Disperse Scott. I got Mike Altman up this week. Should be a pushover. He likes to run his mouth. He says I got a big nose. I mean, I don't really think it's big. My head is huge. My head is gigantic. There's no one denying that, but he goes after my nose. It's getting ugly. It's getting ugly. Altman knows he's being challenged. He's up against one of the actually probably the greatest owner in this illustrious league of all time. I mean, I have to be number 1. I have the most career wins. I've had the most seasons played. I've been the commissioner for 5 years. I mean, I'm a first ballot Hall of Famer, and Altman feels threatened, and he's resorting to these chirps that are really bad. Really bad. I'm just going to stick to my bread and butter. Back to the basics. I'm not worried about this week. We have some bets that are league approved, but are on the outside of this league. And I expect to win, and I expect to gloat in a week from now, 6 days from now on Sunday. I will kill Altman off just as I killed Scott off. And I'm thinking, Scott, I didn't have a good week last week. Only won 8-4. Probably should have been a 12-0 win. I expected a 12-0 win. But Mike Altman, I'm going to win big. I'm going to win big, and it's going to get ugly. I may have to suspend Mike on Sunday for getting beaten so badly because, it's just, as a commissioner, I have to suspend somebody when you look that bad. I have to do something, and I will suspend him when he loses 12-0. So that'll be interesting, see how he responds. He may go Jewish lawyer on me, which is expected, which is what he's been doing for years now. And I'd just like to talk about one thing. I had to type in the password for YouTube as impeach Eric. And I found that funny as the person who kept me as commissioner, who was the last vote, the tie-breaking vote to keep me as commissioner, sets the password for the YouTube account that he sets up as impeach Eric. So that's kind of ironic how quick things change, huh, Scotty? Wish you had that vote back, huh? Well, you don't, and I'm commish, so too bad. I don't like the impeach Eric password. I'll let that be known right now. But I've dealt with dissenters before, and I squashed them, per usual, with an iron fist. And there's, I mean, you could ask Sean. You could ask Sean. You could ask Luke. You could ask anybody in this league. They know that, unfortunately, they're not going to be able to touch me. And one of the reasons you don't want to touch me, segue into the hacking investigation. I've been working closely with the vice commissioner. We have been working tirelessly over the past 5-6 days trying to get to the bottom of this. And what I can tell you is we have traced the IP addresses to Saudi Arabia. We have traced the IP addresses to Great Britain. There was 2 separate hacks, one from Saudi Arabia, one from Great Britain. And we're working on a few more details as to who specifically did it. But right now, we believe it's tied to ISIS. We believe ISIS is attacking us. We believe they are coming after the most famous fantasy league in the world. This is an ISIS job. This is very alarming. And of course, Yahoo Fantasy wouldn't admit something of this, such high-level security to a second-level audit committee person, Scott. So, I mean, and don't feel insulted that they didn't give you any information, but, of course they wouldn't release it to some low-level audit committee person. We were attacked by ISIS, and, we've used some surrogates, and we've got our message across that you do not mess with this league. You do not mess with this league. And we believe the rebellion is over. We've instituted some firewalls, and we're in talks with some security personnel that'll make sure that this league is protected. It was hacked. They benched Mookie Betts for me. You can ask anybody. He was my number 1 player. I was excited about going into this year. I don't bench him week 1 opening day. I mean, that's ridiculous to even make those accusations. And then Scott says, I talked to Yahoo. Give me a break, Scott. You're a low-life audit committee member. You're not cleared for the high-level security clearance. You don't know what I deal with day in and day out, okay? And so don't give me that trash. I will update Luke on the situation now that I have gone public. And I will assure him that this league is safe and there will be no need for auditing. But we came under attack by ISIS, and we were able to fend them off. And, I'm glad it was me. I'm glad it was me that took the hit. I investigated it. I took care of it, and and the vice commissioner, we've been working hand in hand, and we've got the matter fixed. And honestly, we're glad that they came after us, because we didn't want them to go after any of you guys. So we were glad to take the hits. We can take it. We're leaders. We can weather the storm, and we're glad to see that ship has sailed. That's all I've got. 8 minutes. If you guys listen to this to the very end, I will tell you this important note. Everybody, once a video is released, within 48 hours, everybody must comment on the video, or I will lock them. And if they don't see this video, then I will lock them within 48 hours. And the rule starts now. And if you don't watch these videos that people put their time in for, and if you don't respond with some kind of comment, you could even say, Eric, your hair's sticking up, you look like shit. Fuck you. That counts as a comment. You got to watch the videos. Scott put out a good video. My ears were bleeding for much of it. But he had some good segments. I mean, bad beats. I'm going to contribute that every week. He asked if there was any gamblers in the league. I'm a heavy gambler now, and it sucks, but there's going to be a lot of bad beats for me. So it's a good material. It's good stuff. You have to respond to the videos. You have to at least say something within 48 hours. I'll give you to the whole week. So you got until Sunday. You've got to comment on the videos. But please try to keep up with them. But I'll give you till the Sunday of every week to watch the week's videos. If not, your team will be suspended, locked, and all players will be benched starting Monday until you comment. So you better have made it to this end of the video, or else your team's going to be locked on Monday. Sorry. This is the commissioner signing off, going to bed, resting easy, because we know that we took care of the huge threat to this league. I will rest easy tonight, and I will tell all of you to rest easy. You have no worries. The commissioner took care of it, as he always does. The commissioner takes care of it, and now the commissioner is signing off. God bless. I'm in first place. fuck all of you.